Of all of my Feminist Frenzy t-shirts to wear, I wore the one that you gave me, Women 2020, because this, and I had to get the appropriate amount of tape to make sure. Yes.
Well done. Well done. I didn't even know you had to cover those up on free speech anymore. Hello, everyone.
Hello. I'm going to need Women 2022, Women 2024, and add infinitum.
We'll get you some white electrical tape, and we'll just add the 2022 on that for you. It's easy.
There you go.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. They're breaking the country. We'll fix it. I mean, that's fine.
My God, Dana. I mean, seriously. Oh, and last week, as people said, we've replaced our usual West Coast Jewish lesbian comedian with an East Coast Jewish lesbian comedian. Let's watch the fun.
And then shortened her last name to just Gold instead of Goldberg.
Yeah.
Judy Gold was here. Visiting.
That's right. Judy, if I'm going to get bumped for anyone on the show, I'll take it for Judy Gold. She's one of the most brilliant women I've ever met.
Oh, my God.
She's a powerhouse. So I get it. I get it. That's all right.
I mean, not just we haven't seen her live in studio in years. So it was anyway. Yeah. Thank you, Angel, for being so polite.
Of course.
But yeah,
I'm a giver.
I know. Well, listen, we're all everybody's got a lot to say, but you in particular doing activist work for so many years. I can't even believe the conversations we're having in 2022, let alone the fights we have to fight again, right?
I mean, it's absurd, and at least our outrage is justified. Like, our outrage over the SCOTUS, not the leak. Obviously, we're not upset about that. We're upset what it's about. Our outrage is justified. We've got these people on the other side sending out text messages threatening parents saying your child's been signed up for sex reassignment surgery to avoid Biden's trans agenda. Donate here. Like, at least we're angry about something that is actually happening instead of making up monsters to get money out of our base. It's horrifying.
And Dana, the gaslighting, here's Ted Cruz. Like, they can erase that. They can say, oh, January 6th was peaceful, and these wine and cheese chalk protests are so violent. I mean, okay, here he is.
On January 6th of 2021, you had tens of thousands of people peacefully protesting, and yet the corporate media and Democrats slander them with the made-up term insurrectionist, and yet in this instance, that they are not willing to call off their goons even now as this has the potential to escalate and escalate further.
And it's weird, Dana, who called them terrorists, the January 6th? Who called them terrorists? Do you remember? Ted Cruz. That would be Ted Cruz before he had to go grovel and stick his up Tucker Carlson's and apologize and grovel and be humiliated on Fox because he said this was a terrorist attack, which it was on January 6th, right?
Yeah, of course, but they always flip. It's whether it's Mark Meadows or Ted Cruz or Mitch McConnell, they'll come out strong and then something changes a couple months later and they're like, oh, they were just the gift shop was closed. Everyone was upset.
Here's Ted Cruz again, gaslighting. Just take a listen.
What we're seeing, these images are the latest manifestation of just how extreme, just how radical the Democratic Party is getting. This Democratic Party today, Joe Biden has handed the agenda over to the socialists, and not just the socialists. This is now the Marxists. This is now the communists. Today's Democrat Party believes in violence. They believe in mob rule. They believe in intimidation. Just like Marxists and communists, they're willing to burn our institutions to the ground to get what they want.
Wow. So a lot of people are either currently in jail or going to jail.
I'm sorry, what, Steffi, go ahead.
A lot of people are either currently in jail or going to jail for the violence of January 6th in which people died. And here he is trying to spin the peaceful protests about taking a right away that women have had for 50 years. That's the extremist position, is the 70% of Americans that want Roe to stand.
He also has two daughters, and I wonder, I know they're already embarrassed by him as a father, especially the one that has outwardly come out as bisexual on TikTok. I mean, they're horrified by his stance.
What?
Oh, yeah, Ted Cruz.
Why wasn't I told? How old are his daughters?
I'm not outing anyone. It's on her TikTok profile, and thank God, because I'll tell you what, if Ted Cruz was my example of what a man was, I think I might dabble in bisexuality just to see how the other side was.
I wouldn't even stop at bi.
I would just go right on and check the waters. You know what I mean?
This way to gay.
Dive right in.
Dive right in. A muff dive right in.
Hey!
I don't even know if I can say that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, no?
No. All right.
We're
That's
not
okay.
sure?
We had to dump you. Yes, we're sure.
I haven't been dumped in a long time.
Yeah, you haven't. That's right.
We deserve that.
Yeah. Okay.
We led
Everyone's gonna
you.
Tweet.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to tweet and wonder what I said. I apologize. It's been 3 weeks since I've been on the radio. People, I've just been doing the beans where I can say
Yeah.
anything I want.
You know what, though? People on Free Speech TV heard it, though. So,
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
It
good.
was very funny.
So those of you at home, you're
Yeah.
welcome. That's one good reason to watch on Free Speech TV because you get to hear what we actually say.
I don't get to say my joke about the Cheney girls. The one's a carpetbagger and the other's a carpet pitcher. So you know
Oh,
what?
see,
If I
there you
don't,
go.
if I have to bleep that, you don't get to say dive.
I should have just said muffler.
Right.
Muffler.
Yeah.
Yes. That's it.
Okay.
Well, I apologize, but let's move on.
Here's something completely shocking, Dana, that I just reported. 65% increase in voter registration activity since this draft was leaked, primarily among women. Isn't that shocking?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, this is going to be a blue tsunami, the likes of which they've never seen. Don't you
And they
think?
literally opened Pandora's box. Am I allowed to say it that way?
yes.
All
That's a
right.
real
I
thing.
think
Yeah.
you can, because that means two things. What?
Yeah. Yeah. So
It's
there you
also
go.
a double entendre.
Right.
Exactly.
See what I
No,
can do.
I think that, it's funny because as you said SCOTUS is meeting in person, the energy there has to be like a group text that accidentally included the United States of America. And they were like, oh, no.
Uh-oh.
And now we've got to go look at each other again and sit down. But I think the call's coming from inside the house, Jenny Thomas. I don't have facts.
I know.
I don't have facts. But
It
I
is
would assume.
interesting, though, how many people are saying that it appears to be, from the right about, trying to cement, making sure these conservative votes don't go wobbly. Do you think?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was one justice that said that they were open to public opinion. Well, the moment that happened, they probably released this thing. Now it locks everyone in because what they'll do is if a justice actually changes their decision, they're going to accuse us of everything they've already done. They'll accuse us of buying a judge off. They'll accuse us of getting to a judge. They're going to do this, what they've always done, and that's project.
Yeah. Here is Steve Scalise. Here we go. Okay.
If you think about where we are, we're a party who defends life.
Are you?
And we would celebrate
Really?
a ruling that allows elected leaders to defend life and debate in open public what those laws should be in every state and in Washington. Clearly, we will move day one, if we get the majority, on the Born Alive Act. So states like New York can't murder a baby born outside the womb and call it abortion. It's murder.
Oh my God, Dana, that's what we've got. Someone said Roe didn't, begin abortion. It stopped women dying from abortion.
Absolutely. All this is going to do is stop safe abortions. It's not going to stop abortion. Every woman that can afford an abortion, and mostly we know this, the people that are going to be hurt the most are women of color and in minority communities. And every rich white guy who wants an abortion for his mistress is still going to be able to get it.
Yeah. He meant this is where they mentioned China and North Korea. Here we go. Steve Scalise.
Chuck Schumer right now is bringing a bill on the Senate floor today to make America in the category of China, North Korea, and Guinea. That's where we would be. We would be in the territory of countries that allow abortion on demand as widespread as we've seen it anywhere in the world. Very few countries allow what Chuck Schumer is trying to bring. That's how radical their party is. They want abortion on demand funded by taxpayers of the United States. That's not where America is. We're a party of life.
You know where they never mentioned would be Israel, where abortions are free.
Abortion on
Yes.
demand sounds like I'm trying to get Hulu. Like we should
Right.
have a Netflix box where you used to bring a video and take a video. Like you could just
Right.
abortion on demand, $9.99
I
a
keep
month.
bringing this up, but this is just such a slippery slope in terms of the Jewish women would need religious exemptions because they are obviously in the case of life of the mother instructed to get an abortion. I mean, ask John Fugelsang about what's actually in the Bible. I mean, the Bible actually instructs you how to do an abortion in certain cases. I mean, it's just I seriously can't believe we're having these same arguments still, 50 years later, right?
I know, absolutely. I think a friend of mine was sitting in a cafe and they overheard a couple of women in their 80s being like, obviously we're not advocating for this, but they're in that point in their life where one of them's just like, what are they going to do? Put me in jail for the rest of my life? Maybe I should take care of this.
Yeah.
They're having these conversations. They've been marching for 50 years for this stuff so that their granddaughters could have the freedoms to control their own bodies. I can understand why these women are tired.
Yeah.
And we need to continue the fight.
Yep.